Good late morning, 11:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, November 29, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Oh yes, we've got an issue here, folks. I know the charts look fine. It's looking a little green. It's looking like everything's doing okay today. But that is not the case. The truth here is we had a breakdown, and now we're on a bear flag. And now we're literally within a rejection area here. And if we don't get back on top of this, which the fact we blew through the 200-day and the 5-minute so quickly suggests to me that we're coming down even farther. And the 200 is speculative anyhow. I don't give a shit about the EMAs. But it shows you where the technical trader is. And this is just about to pull the head here. And we're on a bear flag. This is the overextension here like we drew out. This is where was our pivot level here. So we knew that that was going to be the level. If we didn't break above and hold, that we were done. And we had to hold the 392. It's been no secret. And we got rejected by it so far. Right now, again, we had a nice drop. Now this return volume, if you look at this in the 1 minute, it's atrocious. We're looking for some real volume. Now what it looks like is we're going to come back up to 3907 or 391, maybe. But just retest the drop point, which actually we're getting close to I think the 3907 would be the more likely. And I say that because when I was looking at this before in the, what was it, time frame? 5 minute, I believe it was. Yeah, 5 minute before I came on. This is where, for technical traders, this is where the make it or break it on the EMA lines is happening. You're going to have this cross of the 20 and the 200, and generally the price action hits there again. Because I believe most of this is on trading robots. I don't even think most of this is real people trading. I think a lot of this price action is just the robots. And now we're in a speculative zone. And you end up getting bent over each and every time. And this was in a rising channel, as I said this morning. It still is. But it broke outside of it somewhat. I mean, everybody's going to look at the pattern however they want. But me, I've had this pivot line because it's the overextension of the breakout point. And I just overextend these and it ends up playing with these. And I have other charts that can help me validate what I need to do on the next moves. But as far as for the inner move, I needed something to show me the pattern direction. And that was exactly where we're at. And look, this just looks like we're in between the bear flag and the bull flag. If you pick this up into a 4-hour time frame. But if you break it down in the other chart, you can see the micro levels. This is the macro view. This is what's going to happen. But there's a lot that happens in between. And right now in the 4-hour time frame, we're getting rejected by the 20-day. And for technical traders using the exponential moving averages, that's a target. That's a sell target. But most people would have bought when it came up over here. And this is the point of why this is a bad idea to trade just on moving averages. You had a cross here. It looked like we were coming up for a bullish divergence. What would we do? Like oftentimes happens, we get rejected by the 200-day and this divergence never completes. Then you've got people trapped in here all around, waiting for this last move up to 433. And now it looks like it's pulled the head and shoulders here. So it's a big problem here. If this plays out as a right arm, we know we're coming back down to 362. And then if this doesn't hold, which eventually you keep coming down here, this is eventually going to crack. This is a bear flag. So it's a very interesting time right now. And I would love to see XRP come up to 3907 and get rejected one last time. I think it just hit 390 whatever. So that's probably close enough, honestly. But we literally completed a divergence, and it was a fake out. Once we completed the divergence on the 30-minute, it immediately went bearish. The problem is everybody's saying we're not in a bear market, and we are. And the bottom's in, and it's not. So it's just a matter of time before this market buckles, and it's starting to happen right now. We can see it right in front of us. 3901 in USD. But it's different exchanges, different prices. 3901 there. This one actually hit 3905 on Binance. But you can see we are being murdered by this trend line, by this pivot level. And it's getting worse and worse, and it increases up just a little bit every time. We just can't. We have no pressure. There's no volume. There's really no buy volume here, and it's a lot easier for people to start capitulating and starting to sell out here eventually than it is to find volume when everybody's broke. One thing everybody seems to forget is in the USA and most parts of the world, we're dealing with high levels of inflation. Most people can't even afford to buy food. How are they going to buy their crypto? Like, that's a reality nobody's talking about. The average investor that everybody talks about, the retail investor, is fucking broke. Whether by choice or by dumb luck, or, well, bad luck. Because some of them had money in crypto and they lost it all during the 77% drop. Especially if you're an XRP or Bitcoin or anything else. Or the others got scammed out of their money. Exchanges went away. And, just bad investments as a whole. And others just think the market is something it's not, and they're not paying attention to the whole in the economy. Nobody's got any money. You may have money. You watching, one person, an individual might have money, but the other 5 or 6 people, the individuals next to you, don't have any money. So if I have 15,000 people in my audience, that means we might have 300 to 500 people who might have money. Like real money right now. That aren't worried about the inflation. That means for the other 15,000 or 14,500 people, they're worried about inflation. They're worried about where they're going to get their next rent check, or how they're going to pay their car payment, or how they're going to put gas in their tank, or how they're going to pay the heat bill this winter. That's realer than buying their crypto at this point. Most people didn't go out for Black Friday. They weren't going there because TVs are old. We all know the trick now on Black Friday. Why the fuck would you go wait in line for a TV when a month later it's going to be the same price? Most people wanted food for the holidays so that they could have big meals, but they can't afford it. So a lot of people say, oh, crypto's about to pump. With what? You need funds. You need liquidity. There's no extra liquidity in the market right now. People are broke. Before, when crypto was pumping, there was quantitative easing. The government was sending stimmy checks. Of course they could throw it on the crypto. That's the reality of the situation. Those checks aren't coming out anytime soon. In fact, the government now is coming collected. And if you don't know what I mean, you haven't done your taxes. Everything they gave you, they want their tax money on. It added to your tax debt. But everybody thought it was a freebie. There's nothing free with the government. And now the markets don't have the liquidity to go up. That's the bottom line. And some people don't want to listen, and that's honestly that's the funniest fucking thing of all. That's the one part everybody should listen to. Where are we going to get this liquidity to push the market up? Who's printing the checks? It's not the USA right now. So I've taken a different approach. While everybody pisses and moans about crypto and all this other stuff, I've become my own central bank. I don't trust the banks. And Julie doesn't understand what I've done, but now she will because she's listening to me talk right now. But the central banks, I've become my own central bank. And what that means is I've now put a majority of my money into metals. So when something happens, I don't need to go to the bank to change out my money. I just need to grab some of my metals and go turn it into value for dollars if I want to. If I don't, I'll continue to hold my metals like I am because I don't need it because I still have paper money that's useless and I have more than I need right now at this point of paper money. I continue to put in more and more money. Yesterday they had a Cyber Monday deal on JM Bullion. Most people would think it was nothing important. Normal spot fees is $5.39 an ounce on 1 ounce silver rounds over. Well, yesterday they had it for $3.19 an ounce over spot. So I didn't buy a lot. I bought 15 ounces of silver. Another 300 and... what did it cost me yesterday? Maybe $320 approximately. But I always buy silver, so instead of having that $320 in cash, it looks like I lost it. It's not in my bank account anymore. So my bank account is that much less. But the beauty of it is I haven't lost anything. I actually am creating my own savings, and I'm creating my own bank. I am my own central bank, and the only way you can do that is if you turn in the fake money the government gives you, and you turn it into real money. The only real money is precious metals. And the realest money right now is silver because the differential is ridiculous. I love gold as much as the next person, and I've got between 4 and 5 ounces of gold. So I at least have exposure to gold. But my main, and I could have more value in, who knows, I may have more value in gold. I don't know. But I'm assuming at this point, the differential, the ounce differential, will allow me to have a huge holdings of gold in the future when the ratio comes down. Because I believe at one point we're going to come to an 11-to-1 differential. And right now it's at 82.5 or 83-to-1. Here, let's go see right now. Gold, silver, 82.15-to-1, which means if we ever did go to an 11-to-1, you could take what you're buying at 82-to-1, and you can take 11 ounces of silver and get an ounce of gold. And you would still be left with 70 ounces of silver. And you catch my drift? So there's no point to buy gold right now. That's why you should be stacking silver. Silver is so undervalued right now. It's disturbing. So I've become my own central bank. I've turned bullshit paper money into real money. I don't need a bank. I don't need to ever go to a bank to get money for my gold and silver. I wouldn't use a bank. You can go anywhere. Anybody who wants to buy silver, you can sell it to anybody who wants to own it. You can go to any pawn shop and get spot price for silver. You just need to understand the spot price and how the pricing works. But nobody will ever offer you less than spot price. They make their money by having spot fees. Once you understand that, you'll understand you can sell your silver anywhere. Anywhere. And you'll come to find out, most people will take silver over paper money. At least the ones who understand the monetary system. So I've turned my own savings and I've become my own central bank. So when people talk about all this nonsense, I'm showing you the way. All you have to do is listen. It's not easy. And it goes against the grain. And not most people, not very many people at all, would do what I'm doing because they think I'm crazy. My own dad thinks I'm crazy because I don't like cash. You know, so I do things different. I like to believe that I'm the next generation of what we're supposed to do, or what we need to do, I should say. But I'm ahead of my time. I've always been ahead of my time. If I stopped doing something, it quickly became unpopular because I was always ahead of the trends. Or when I started doing something, then all of a sudden a bunch of people would start doing it. Not because I was individually doing it, but because it was meant to catch on, but I'd seen it first. Crypto is not the game right now. And look, I'm showing you the pattern. This is your cheat sheet right now. Just pay attention to it. Listen to everything I said on this update. This is what we're looking at with XRP right now. We've been rejected. This is your finer pattern right here. And unless we break back over this, we have no chance to get back up here and no chance to get the 433, which in the other chart you can see is the bull flag, bear flag, you know, separation. But you can see it even here at 435 because all my charts will line up. So this is what we're looking at right now. And that's how I knew we were coming back up to this level again before the update started. I pointed out 3907 at worst. And now we're back up in this range. So this is going to be an interesting range. But pay attention because this is nothing more than a warning on this update. Crypto, XRP, it looks okay right now. But it's just a facade. We're actually on the backside of a drop. And this is actually, in the short term, another bearish continuation that it's trying to form in the small time frames. And this, if it gets rejected here, this would complete the head and shoulders topping, or the topping reversal, whatever you want to call it. I think it's still either a head and shoulder, or Bart Simpson top, whatever you want to call it. It's a topping reversal pattern. And this would be the right arm. See how this came up real straight? I always say, take the elevator up, got to take the stairs down. So if you have no structure built here, you're going to have a lot of structure on the way down. That's just what the machines do. Easy up, get as much money as you can on the hopium on the way down. Up as little as, let me put it this way. The fewest amount of people possible from here up, they allowed in. See how quick it went up? But the most possible, the biggest amount to trap people they're going to give you on the way down. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're printing losses right here for people. Printing losses, all the hopium. Hey, we went up here, now we're consolidating. Not even understanding the minute parts of the pattern that we need to understand what's going on in this section. So right now we're between 3791 and 396. So basically 396. So 38 and 396 basically. Or if you were to drop real quick, you could overextend this to 375. So 391 and 375 is basically your trading range, and it's tightening. It's tightening. Every 30-minute candle close, it tightens. So pay attention to this. I hope this found you well. Pay attention to this. And I'm going to leave you with this. But first, this update was sponsored by the 213 members of Tom's Army. Because of the loyal, dedicated, and generous members of Tom's Army, the ones who pay their $9.99 a month of their hard-earned money, I don't have to do paid advertising. I don't have to do paid promotions. And I'm not bought and paid for by any entity except for Tom's Army. So if you'd like to get on board on the growing Tom's Army list, we have 213 members. You do it here. If you don't want to see this show ever have paid advertising or paid promotions, you do this. You join Tom's Army, you pay it forward. And I was forced to start something because so many people started joining. I started the Telegram. It thrives. It's a community full of people that believe in XRP, that believe in the ISO, and that understand crypto at a finite level. And even if you don't, that's why you're supposed to be there. The newcomers start to learn. You understand by others, not just me. We have a futures trading group. It's a leverage trading. A lot of great people in there. I'll say when I'm trading, but if I'm not, I won't say anything unless I can add to the conversation. But they're doing their own thing. It's a beautiful thing, and it's all free. All you have to do is show me the support, and I added that for everybody. They didn't ask for it. Nobody knew they were getting it. But once we got to 100 members of Tom's Army, I knew I had to do something. And now we've grown to 213. I couldn't be more blessed. But if you want to see this advertisement like you see right there out of the picture, I've told you, if we ever get to 500 members of Tom's Army, I'll cut the YouTube advertising out. Right now, because of the support I get, I'll never do a paid promotion on YouTube. I'm not going to do any kind of paid promotion, so you're not going to have to sit me go through a 3-minute spiel. So I thank, once again, the members of Tom's Army who allow me and bless me to be able to do this from your support, your generosity, just by joining for month to month. It allows me to do it without having to worry about taking an offer. I get offered so many a day, it's disturbing. And it can add up to a lot of money. It will add up to more money than what I get from Tom's Army by a lot. But I like a community where it's for the people, by the people. When the people, 213 individuals out of the audience, are showing that gratitude, that's enough for me. I always said if we stayed over 200, I would never do paid promotions. And I never have, and we haven't fallen below 200 in a very long time. Not in 2022. 2022's been steady, so I ask you for your support. I beg of you. I come here every day, and all I ask you is for that simple membership in Tom's Army if you can afford it. I'll leave you with one other thing, because if you're watching, you're paying attention. And I will bring this up again in the beginning of an update at a different time. Connor said, and this was over an hour ago now, but he said, dude, there's another YouTuber who does an open vid and then has content for members only. You should do this, as it will twist people's arms to join if they want updates at certain times of the day, etc. Yes, I understand that. And I know exactly who you're talking about. And I remember when Crypto Hulk did that. He's got great content. He's one of the people. Yeah, you got to deal with some of his stuff, but he's actually, honestly, I like Crypto Hawk. For all intents and purposes, he brings you information most people don't. So, yes, he can get a little, little enthusiastic sometimes about when things are going to eventually get to where they're going without allowing you to see sometimes in the moment what's happening. But I can respect what he does. And yes, I could go that route where I do one video in the morning, my 9 a.m. video, and then there's no other videos the rest of the day except for members of Tom's Army. It would be exactly the same as I do now. But the ones who have come to rely and trust on my updates would have to pay $9.99 to get anything over that first update of the day. Which means all it would be is a market recap because I do it before 9 a.m. typically, or 9:30. And then in the following updates to come would be all the information that you'd get like on this video, because this would not be for the general audience under this circumstance. My first video would have been, and now that would have been kind of like the teaser video for the day. Even though it's got great information, and if you want to see how the day evolves and not wait until the next day, you would have to join Tom's Army. Well, I don't want to do that because to me, when we're in a high time of inflation, and some people might think this is, say you haven't been poor without saying you're poor, or saying that you haven't lived that way. Say you've never been poor by your actions, showing that you've never been there. So I've been poor. I grew up piss poor. So like to me, the one thing that I object to and go against is to ever charge people to get the general information that I'm going to give. In fact, I hate it so much that I prefer to not have paid membership videos or paid videos for members, even though I do it from time to time. I don't like to do that. I prefer for everybody to get each and every video because I believe everybody deserves the ability to learn. I believe everybody has earned the opportunity who comes to watch to better themselves. At one point, I didn't know all of this. And at one point, I tried to find help on YouTube years ago. You know what they told me? Join my program or join my monthly subscription so you can get the insider information or so you can get the private videos for my community, for the communities. They'll teach you how to do the technical analysis. The truth is, most of them don't teach you dick outside of what they already show you because they don't know anything. That's why they make you do members only. Now, that's when it comes to technical analysis. I couldn't afford to do any of that. I was so broke that I would literally have to borrow against myself to pay the electric bill sometimes. And what that means is you voluntarily do a negative in the bank and then you have a $35 overdraft fee. And you voluntarily are doing it so you can keep the lights on. It wasn't too long ago. It's been a few years now, but it wasn't too long ago when I was on the other side. So I'm not going to do paid. I'm not going to do one video in the morning. As much as I know I would get so many people to join Tom's Army by doing it. And yeah, thinking about the money, sometimes you're like, oh, I could make this much more money. But I'm not greedy. I have 213 people who spend their hard-earned money in these times when crypto's crashed by 80%. I'm humbled to be able to say that. That's insane. So as long as I continue to get the support by the people, that's never going to happen. Never. So, long story short, I've been down the path of being broke, and I know what it's like for some. I know I get taken advantage of by a lot, but there are a lot of people in here who have good hearts, who are humble, and who internally are trying to grow. And that's where I come in. And I'm XRP Future Millionaire. And my promise to you is you will always get this for free. But if you join Tom's Army, you will allow me not to have to do paid promoting. It's that simple. I could do a 25-minute update like this, but then it's going to be stuck with, 3 or 4 different times of me having to tell you about a product. Or a 2-minute segment in the beginning of every video that is dedicated to that space, because that's why you see that in videos, because they want you to do it in the beginning. It's just that simple. So, I told you when I started this 19 and a half months ago that I was somebody different, somebody you could trust, because I am you. I'm the every person. I'm not bought and paid for. I can't be controlled by special interests. And I do this for the greater good because I believe that I can make a difference. And the difference has already been shown. I hope more of you tag along, hit that subscribe button, and consider joining Tom's Army for $9.99 a month to help me do this incredible thing that I'm trying to do on this extraordinary journey that will take us into the year 2025, but started us in March of 2021 together. A journey that's seen us go 400+% on XRP and cash out before anybody even knew what hit them, before the 77% drop. And I measured that from $1.66. XRP's farther down than that from when we measured that. Stay out ahead. Watch somebody with confidence who has your best interests at heart. Hashtag the FUD stops here. Make sure to hit that like button. Turn that bell notification to all because it'd be a shame if you miss any of these updates. And also, share this on social media. Share this with somebody who hasn't heard me before. And remember my phrase, hashtag watch, recycle, repeat. Watch the content, recycle it to friends or family or somebody who hasn't seen my content before, and repeat. Come back and watch the next update. I love each and every one of you. Special shout out to Tom's Army who continues to sponsor each and every one of these updates. And I want to leave you with this.
Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month.
And for anybody who's left, please type in the comments hashtag M2C for Mother Second Choice. And just so, if Mother Second Choice is out there listening in the audience right now, we haven't forgot about you. I haven't forgot about you. And this, I'm not saying nothing, and I'm gonna end it like this. Stay blessed, everybody. Have a good night. And this goes out for you all at Mother Second Choice. Remember, I have the express written consent by this professional band who tours in Australia. So do not use their music without their express written consent or you will get a copyright strike. And I'm blessed and privileged to be able to play their music.
for show, so I'll keep self-medicated at home. Will you still love me when the world